So, hello, namaste, namaskar, good afternoon, good morning, or maybe even good evening, whichever part of the world you are joining us from. My name is Deepakar Khemani, and welcome to the 246th non-stop Sunday Bloom Talk Show. Truly, world show this has become. I'm joining in from Ooty. Ratika is joining in from Lucknow. We have Saurabh Patil who is joining us from Singapore airport. All across the world, people are traveling, but at 12:30 in the afternoon every Sunday. That is the time for the Sunday Bloom Talk Show. Every week, we meet a new person, a change maker, a thought leader, a coach, a teacher, a speaker, a professional, a doctor, an engineer, an athlete. You name them. We have our very own scientist who has been to Antarctica twice, and every continent across the world has been represented here on Bloom. Continuing that series, we have a very special guest who is joining us today, as I said, from Lucknow, Ratika Rastogi. And Ratika will be speaking to us about the topic. When I read for it the first time, I wasn't too sure what is going to happen and what are we going to be speaking and talking about. The title for today's program is What's in Your Fridge? Is this the refrigerator in your house or the kitchen, or is this something else? Let me take this opportunity to just introduce Ratika, an alumna of the prestigious London College of Fashion. With over 15 years of global industry experience, Ratika is not just a fashion entrepreneur, she is a storyteller of style and spirit. With a rich portfolio that includes working with icons like Madura Garments, Gap, JP, and All Saints in London, she brings a rare blend of high street edge and deep human insight. Today, Ratika stands at the intersection of fashion, psychology, and transformation. As a fashion psychologist, let me confess, I have heard this term for the first time. As a fashion psychologist and speaker, she decodes the intimate relationship between what we wear and who we are, helping and empowering individuals to align their outer expression with their inner truth. Interesting. Through her work, Ratika helps people see their inner beauty, while fashion artfully takes care of the outer. Her voice is warm, witty, and impactful, a rare combination that leaves audiences both inspired and transformed. Let's talk identity, let's talk impact, let's talk transformation with a pop of style. Welcome, Ratika, to the Bloom Talk Show.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you so very much for that lovely introduction. Well,
Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? Why do you do this? How did you start this? And how did you reach here?
great. I loved all the four questions you asked. So, okay, why do I do this? Because fashion has always been my passion, and this is an expression of your external self. And why do I do it now? Is because when you combine the two, inner and outer, is when you come out as a holistic, completely holistic being. So, when you step out into the world, it's not only what you wear, it's what you're carrying inside because you are talking of a story. Otherwise, I'm a fashion entrepreneur as well. And like you said, I've just worked a few corporates as well. And now I wish to take this up as my full time passion because I love people to be their wholesome and holistic selves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us about your journey.
So I started my journey way back. I started working about and since 2010. Before that, I'd been working with Madura Garments, and after which I moved to London for a while, and I set up my own entrepreneurship firm, which I carried on for almost 15 years. And now I've ventured into talking because that's where I discovered my passion.
Yes.
Yes.
So, how does somebody who styles people, who, dresses them up, who makes them look outward as they are inward. How does that person then decide to become a speaker?
All right. So I feel it's very important for anybody to understand themselves first. I think it begins with self awareness. And most of the times, we are guided by what our society tells us, what our conditioning is like, and we are not really able to figure out what we are actually as beings until something happens or some shifts, and somewhere you feel that this is not what I wanted out of life.
Yeah.
So that's where this steps in, because in my journey I have consulted a lot of clients, and I figured out a common issue amongst them, that they wanted to dress up a certain way just because it was trendy, it wasn't vogue,
Yeah.
but they didn't really feel how would it suit them or what did they really want. It was just because that external people were probing them to be somebody.
Mm.
That's what I figured out, that it's very important to first know yourself, know your thought processes, know where you stand, know your beliefs, know your conditionings, know what you are, so that you're able to exude the you that you are, because you cannot be you cannot be generalized. You are your own USP, you're carrying your own story.
Yeah.
So through your confidence, through your expressions, and through your thought processes, combined with what you wear on your outer self, is where I think you cut the frame.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now let me ask you about that. There are a lot of people who carry themselves in a way where it doesn't matter what they are wearing, right? Whereas there are times you need to make people wear something for them to ooze that confidence, or, for them to be or look who they really are. How does that work? And just share a few examples of how you've helped people do that.
Okay, for example, like you said, that there are some people who don't really matter what they wear. For that kind of a personality type, they are pretty comfortable in their skin. They're already owning what they're wearing because they don't care. Whether it be like just a casual shirt, walking into an office space, or whatever, like maybe in just floaters for that matter.
Yeah.
So those people who are very comfortable in their skin, they feel they don't really think about it.
Yeah.
But I am talking of the ones who dress up a certain way, but they do have something, ticking inside. Oh, is my dress looking fine? Or am I my best self? Or today's my presentation? Am I just crisp or not? You know? So that is where you really need to figure out what you're exuding and what you're feeling should be a match,
Mm.
right? So that's where it's important for you to really explore your inner beauty, explore your inner talents, figure that out, figure what you are, because we as a society are conditioned in a certain way. We brought in a certain family type.
Yeah.
We are conditioned. We are in a certain environment. We are told what to do, and
Yeah.
that is what shapes up. That is what shapes our personality, which
Yes.
may or may not be true to our own individual selves.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, we just live our lives like that. We just live our lives with borrowed opinions, like with people who tell you that you should be, you look good like this, or you should
Mm.
be a certain way, or you're
Yes.
trying to be too much. And especially for girls, they are meant to say that, oh, you're just too much, just taper, or you're meant to fit in, those kind of things.
Yeah.
And people do that, and people live that life.
Yes.
But I think that happens only until you've lived go those 15, 20 years of your lives listening to others, that you feel that there's still something amiss inside. You have that little voice telling you कि
Yeah.
कुछ तो ठीक नहीं, या कुछ वो नहीं किया जो करना था,
Yeah.
या I'm not a certain type, or I could have been that person but I couldn't
Mm.
be because of certain situations and factors and
Yes.
reasons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So when somebody comes to you and tells you, change my style or help me look who I really am, how do you get that real person inside out, so that then you can decide this is what goes with you, or this is what fits you.
Well, very interesting question. I think you are just nailing it, because that's where I step in. I really want to know, Deepak, it's very important for one to understand what they are as a person.
Yeah.
What are their hobbies? What are their lifestyle choices? What do they read? Who they hang out with? What is their routine like? What when you're scrolling Instagram, for instance, where are you stopping at? Because that is your true calling. Somewhere we
Yeah.
don't realize that. I mean, like I flipped through magazine pages, and it was after a very long time I realized, oh, there is a pattern. I stop at these following pages, or I like this sort of content.
Yes.
So it's very important to delve to that extent to know who you are, you know so that is where somebody comes to me. My journey begins there with that person, in the sense of knowing them fully. So it's more like, I mean, you can call it like a personality assessment,
Yeah.
or you know especially personality assessment from inside. And also, when it comes to an external, then you have your skin tone, and have a lot of other things.
Yes.
Like, people don't understand that your color of the eyes and the outfit you wear should also coordinate, I mean, to that
Mm.
extent. So
Mm.
when you do an internal and external and combine the two,
Yeah.
you create a masterpiece on its own, and
Yeah.
that will be unique to everybody too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how.
Have you ever said no to somebody who comes and tells you that dress me up like this or make me look like an avatar or make me look like ABC? I mean, have you ever told them, no, this does not go with you, the person, you don't do this. I'm telling you not to do this.
I think almost every time. And most of the times clients have left also. I mean, let me be honest.
Yeah.
So, but you have to obviously present it in a way that, it doesn't even, you have to give the other picture that they would look best in
Yeah.
than what they have come with, so
Yeah.
that the other story overpowers what they say, and then they understand what I'm trying to put across.
Yeah.
So it has to be a very fine balance of the words you use for that. Yeah.
Yeah. In the olden days, it was all about fitting clothes, which means whatever you wear should fit you. Then started coming colors and hues, and this is what is trendy. And nowadays you have an attitude with many people who say, I will wear what I like. Let it be summer, let it be winter, let it be a formal occasion. As you said, you'll probably walk in with floaters or jeans or wearing a jacket upon jeans and whatnot. You go and visit an event where like all top guys are coming, and on the panel there are these four suited booted people sitting, and there is this one guy in the corner wearing two different colors of socks and jeans, and one jacket round. So one, just tell us what these people who want to stand out are actually thinking. Is this deliberate, or are they wanting to make a statement?
All right. So let me begin with what you just started off with. So post COVID, we are seeing a lot of changes in people's attitudes towards their clothing. In the sense that, like you said, no, people were wearing fitted, and they were conscious of what they were wearing. I think post COVID, the trend has become, they just want to be casual. They want to be, anti-fits. They want to be cool, because in COVID we realized that, I mean, there's nothing more important to life.
Yes.
And so it's best to be comfortable in your own skin,
Yeah.
whether it's a fitted outfit or an anti-fit shirt. It doesn't matter, as
Yeah.
long as, you know even like you said, that guy who's sitting on a stage with maybe mismatched socks, or maybe just mismatched top and bottom wear, if
Yeah.
he's exuding confidence, feeling good from within, it doesn't really matter, because that's what takes over. The
Yeah.
personality takes over than what you wear. See,
Mm.
outfits will reflect, they will obviously, the first projection that you make when you enter a
Yeah.
room, but
Yes.
it's when you open your mouth, and it's when you show that, then there's a blend of the two.
Yeah.
I've had a situation where, there has been a client, she loved dressing up in suits, and she just wanted, like, corporate wear. Okay. But because of certain issues with her, identity, and her issues back at home, she could not present to be her most confident self.
Mm.
So sometimes the outfit were a mismatch. You're wearing a power suit, but you're not feeling confident,
Yeah.
it doesn't gel.
Yeah.
And likewise, there have been people who just very comfortable in like one easy, busy chanderi kurta, chappals, you know,
Yeah.
and they don't care, but still they feel there's something else about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. So I'll just share a little bit of my experience with wearing, you know, I'm a little bit of those, anti-fit types, or, uh, going against what the world is wearing. But when this Modi jacket became very, very famous, one day I thought, let's buy this jacket. And when you buy this jacket for the first time and you're wearing it and you're walking into the hall, you are the only guy wearing a jacket, and everybody's, in a suit and a tie, and then everybody's looking at you. So then that gave you a thing, chalo yaar, agli baar bhi yahi karte hain. So in the end, you ended up having 8, 10 different color Modi jackets, which mix and match
Wow.
करके हर अलग अलग event में एक एक पहन के जाओ. Then I decided, no, let's do one experiment. I walked into a event and a conference in a plain simple pant and shirt. उस दिन मोदी jacket या jacket पहना ही नहीं था. And everyone in the break came up to me and said, आज क्या हुआ? Jacket क्यों नहीं पहना है?
See, there you go. Like there you established, Deepak, you established your outer identity, right? So somewhere people have started to relate you with कि सदरी पहने होंगे तो वो दीपक जी होंगे, you know? So that is what I'm trying to say, that when you establish an outer identity with a sadri jacket,
Yeah,
imagine what you can do when you really self-aware and when you know what you are from within.
yeah,
People can identify you from that as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
So let's come from this outer world into now this inner world, where the topic is of the fridge and what
yeah,
are we putting in our minds. So
right.
for our audience, just tell us a little bit by what actually does that mean?
All right, okay. So first of all, good afternoon, you extraordinary souls out there. Okay, so before we dive in, I just want to ask you a question. How many of you opened your fridge today? Like maybe for that sparkling water bottle, or for that, like lonely keto snack which is lying in the corner, which you're supposed to have, but you didn't. But I'm sure for that, for guests only tiramisu tub, which you secretly eat on Tuesdays, Anyways, so today I'm like not here talking about calories. I'm here to ask you a more deeper, cheekier, and an audacious question. What's in the fridge of your mind? Because just like our kitchens, our minds also have, fresh dreams we're proud of, or half open jars of forgotten ambitions, or frozen ideas trapped right tightly in a foil, or expired beliefs which are like, sticking up the back shelves, right? Okay, so I'll show you something. So this is fresh. So this is a new belief I stalked yesterday, which said, I am enough as I am. This Now this has been sitting here for a while. This belief was, success is only for others. And last but not the least, you know, half fresh, half used. You know, the belief I had was maybe it's safer to play safe.
Yeah,
So, like in our kitchens, there are certain things that nourish us, there are certain things that rot us. And there are also certain things that we do not know why we're still holding on to,
yeah.
right? So let me take you back. Imagine this, a tiny flat in London, a half broken electric kettle, a flickering tube light, and me standing in front of a fridge that looked like a cold, barren desert, you know. And inside, again, half a lemon, shriveled like a dream. There was a can of almond milk, which was, aspirational health, but there was zero follow up. There was a tub of hummus lying as long as, many startups survive. So, I mean, if you think my fridge was sad, you should have seen the fridge in my mind.
Hmm.
It was packed. So, packed with beliefs like, success is only for the right last names.
Hmm.
Fears like no matter how hard I work, I don't think I'm going to ever make it,
Hmm.
you know. And my favorite pickle story, someone like me never gets to disrupt. So it was a fact. I mean, I'm telling you, that's how there were those initial months. And every day I hustled. I mean, pretending to be busy at coffee shops or opening random emails. I mean, just to feel seen.
Hmm.
I'm being very honest, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or stacking up internships, piling them on my emails for side gigs or side hustle, you know, just for something I don't know what was it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I want to ask you all, you know, have we have you ever feel like, you know, you're doing everything right, but inside you're still chasing permission? You know, everything is going fine on the outer, but you feel that you're still chasing for permission, you know, permission not to work harder,
Hmm.
but permission to believe bigger. So one night when I opened that fridge for my emotional snacking, I found nothing. No food, no fallback plan, no more pretending. Literally, it was empty. And that's when, I mean, strange enough, I didn't feel tragic about it.
Yeah.
I felt sacred. I felt really sacred in that emptiness because I felt that it was my first real clarity cleanse. No clutter, no noise, you know, and just one question humming inside my mind. What do you choose now?
Hmm.
You know, and that's when I decided that if my outer fridge is empty, it's time to restock my inner fridge,
Hmm.
but this time with intention,
Yeah.
you know. So let's zoom out, you know, like why do we feel that why are fridges so crowded in the first place? I mean, why are they leftovers? How does that happen? You know, because we have to understand that there are these beliefs which are not, you know, we're not born with them. They are
Yeah.
gifted to us.
Yeah.
They're handed down, you know, by our parents who feel they are doing the best for us,
Yeah.
but with their own bruised beliefs, you know. And then we have these teachers and our bosses we look up to for some kind of, you know, approval. They make you do that.
Yeah.
Then cultures and communities, and maybe sometimes even your best friend from childhood, you know, those guys shape our realities.
Yeah.
They shape us to be who we are. So point is that we need to think of a mind as a closet, you know, like which is absolutely empty at birth. Okay. And then slowly you are handed down clothes, you know, like be polite, don't stand out too much, you know. I think we've all experienced that.
Yeah.
Play safe
Yeah.
or dream, but only this big. It's not
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you can't do this.
Yeah.
It's not in you to be.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure we all have. These
Yeah.
are all our childhood conditioning and our journeys of all these 40, 50, 60 years of our lives. We
Yeah.
hear it from our parents, our societies, our environment. There's some noise, something about you, and then something stays.
Yeah.
We wear those beliefs.
Yes.
No questions asked, but we wear them subconsciously.
Yeah.
And fast forward 30 years. Here we are CEOs, creators, leaders, but we're wearing mindsets that no longer fit us.
Hmm.
They don't longer fit us anymore.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you that are your thoughts truly yours?
Yeah.
Or or are they emotional hands down from, you know, people who barely knew how to dress themselves?
Hmm.
You know? So I'll there, you know, there are situations where we've already seen that, you know, there's that parent trap all of us know.
Hmm.
Money doesn't grow on trees.
Yes.
What is this? This is a scarcity mindset.
Hmm.
We all instill scarcity mindset कि देखो पैसा बहुत मुश्किल से आता है, बहुत मेहनत है, और कितना खर्च कर रहे हो, कम करो। तो ये क्या है, हम ग्रेजुअली यही तो इंस्टॉल कर रहे हैं कि हाँ, यू नो, इट इज नॉट इजी टू मेक मनी,
Yeah.
whereas money is energy. It has nothing to do. I know skills are important, but it's eventually energy.
Yeah.
Then most of us have also heard, that praise trap. Um you're such a good girl, you're such a good guy. We all have heard. It
Yeah.
is instilling what? People pleasing traits in you. You
Yeah.
become a people pleaser because
Hmm.
that's where you think कि oh मेरी इस पे तारीफ हो रही, मतलब मैं कुछ अच्छा कर रहा हूँ, कर रही,
Hmm.
and gradually become a people pleaser thinking that this is how it should be and people
Yeah.
will like me.
Yeah.
Then there are those gender rules.
Yeah.
I'm sure all the women will relate here. Good girls don't ask for much, you know or good girls have to, you know itna zyada mat udo types, like
Yeah.
stay constrained, or
Yeah.
girls don't do this, you know so so again, what is this? These are certain things which are ingraining in our heads, and it's eventually shaping us how we look at the world.
Hmm.
Then there are those silent traumas. I'm sure every family or every environment has that.
Yeah.
Those where there are constant rejections.
Yes.
डैड मैं ये काम कर लूं, नहीं, ये हो जाए, नहीं, ऐसा मैं ट्रैवल कर लूं, नहीं, we've all faced that. So वो repeated rejection is somewhere rewiring your head and you do not know. It'll surface when it's your time or your thing.
Yeah.
So we have these notions which all of us have faced, and that is where I want to talk. That I'll give you an example actually. Like a client of mine, she's making multi-crore in her business, but when it's time to speak up on stage, she's not able to because in class 8th she was told she mispronounced a word and somebody laughed at her. So that's where that thing has always stayed.
Yeah.
And I'll also share one of my beliefs that I grew up with in my home. So for example, I had to choose. I mean, I felt like that because I was shown that either be spiritual or humble or be successful and loud.
Hmm.
I thought I couldn't be both because growing up I saw spirituality was very quiet and invisible,
Hmm.
but success was very flamboyant and edgy.
Yeah.
So I spent years splitting myself into two, like meditating early in the morning, and in the evenings, I'm like preparing for my hustle
Hmm.
until I realized that I'm not meant to choose. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm meant to blend the two, and I
Hmm.
can be both, like silk and soul, like luxury and light,
Hmm.
like house beats music and healing. They all can
Hmm.
be combined.
Yeah.
So I redesigned my fridge and I
Hmm.
stocked it with beliefs
Yeah.
that could nourish the life I craved for.
Yeah.
So people, now let's talk about you. You're visionaries, you're creators, you're leaders, you're CEOs.
Yeah.
But behind those huge deals, I mean, what's sitting quietly at the back of your mind's fridge?
Yeah.
I mean, that old comparison you forgot. I mean, it's not still out of your head. Or that frozen guilt, which somebody in 2009, there was some incident and you're still harboring that.
Yeah.
Or that idea you shelved because somebody said the time is not right.
Yeah.
There's so many things we do because of that.
Yeah.
So people, like, you curate your wine cellars, I'm sure.
Yeah.
सब वैरायटी दिखनी चाहिए अच्छे से होना चाहिए. You curate your wardrobes, neatly hung, white shirts on one side, blues on the other, professional wear, casual wear, separate stacking. You have your art collections, if somebody is a connoisseur of that. But when was the last time you actually curated your beliefs? Think about that.
Hmm.
So, so I want to, like we can just get real right now,
Yeah, yeah.
and we
I'll
can do
bring
a
in
quick
everybody who wants
activity.
to. I'll bring in everybody who wants to share these. And before that, I want to ask you this. You
Yes.
showed that that vegetable, that palak, and that dahi, and the nimbu, and I want an answer to this question. Why are our fridges always full? My wife is always complaining. There have been four fridges since we got married, and every time a new fridge comes, she says this is too small. It is always full. Initially, it was a one-door fridge, then there were two-door fridges, now there are three-door fridges, but still they are all full. The only time I've seen a fridge empty is when a new one came in. Why are our fridges always so full?
See, see, Deepak, so that's where the catch is. Where you said, when a new one came, that's where you saw the fridge being empty.
Yeah,
Why? Because there was something new coming in to replace the old.
yeah,
When a new belief comes and replaces the old, that is when you're self-aware,
yeah,
right? So when your fridges are too clustered, I think you should go back today, open the door and see what is rotting,
yeah.
how much of it is rotting,
Hmm.
how much of it is really fresh, like you really need to stock,
Yeah.
or how much of it's so expired. Like I'm telling
Hmm.
you, you open your fridges right now, there'll be chocolate boxes, there'll be ice cream tubs, वो कोने में रखा होगा, कुछ
Yes.
packed भी होगा,
Yeah.
but वो expired है, but we still hold on,
Yeah.
we still
Yeah.
keep that chocolate. I don't know for what. I do. So that's when you realize that इसकी जरूरत ही नहीं है.
Yeah.
And like you say that your outer reflection, your outer life is a reflection on your is a reflection of your inner state.
Yeah.
In Buddhism we study that.
Yeah.
I'm sure Payal will relate to that. so
Mm.
so that's when I realized that when things are very cluttered outside, be it fridge, be it your desktop,
Yeah.
open your laptops today and see how many folders do you have.
Yeah.
Is it a clean page with a nice, wallpaper? Or are
Never.
there so many folders unorganized? This is an
Always.
absolute reflection of your state of mind, that you're unorganized.
Yeah.
You open your almirah. Is it very well stacked? Ki bas bhara hua hai?
Mm.
So these things, like when you get up early, when people don't make their beds, I realize that. I mean, I was in a boarding school earlier on, so we were instilled to make beds. So even until now, that's a practice. But when I feel that the day I don't make my bed,
Mm.
I'm just little fuzzy in head.
Yeah.
Things don't go right.
Yeah.
So this is exactly where we really need to organize outer, and when we
Yeah.
this happens only when we've organized our inner self.
Yeah. Yeah.
When our inners is organized, we automatically organize out.
Yeah.
Your fridges, I'm sure, Deepak, today open and just toss whatever is not required. You will feel so lighter inside. I'm telling you.
I open my fridge only for ice cream. बाकी सब घर वाले करते
Dekha,
हैं.
you are you have that tiramisu tub with you, I know.
I'll at this point I'll ask this question which is there in the chat. Durbhash Yantra, whoever he is or she is, has written this, and I'll read this out. And this is interesting. If thoughts are like food in a fridge, fresh, stale, or frozen, what practices help us cook or process the frozen ones that we've avoided for too long? And how do we know when something is truly ready to be digested?
Okay, so I hope this is in reference to our belief systems, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So, good one, very good question. So, coming to the fact that it's frozen means that, sometimes we have our dreams which are sitting on a corner, but there is some fear
Yeah,
कि इसको कैसे करेंगे.
yes.
करना है, रखा है, हटाना नहीं है, but करना भी है. तो कैसे करेंगे? Fear है तो pick it up, open it, unwrap it, let
Yeah,
the fear out and
yeah,
face it. You know?
yeah,
So frozen को आपको thought करना है. Thought करो, निकालो क्या है.
yeah,
See what is it in for you. If it's really what you want to pursue, go
yeah,
for it.
yeah,
If not, then but just don't let sitting it idle in the fridge,
yeah,
right? And as far as obviously the ones which are expired, we know. I mean, we still know हमारे दिमाग में बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं. Like I'll actually categorize this. I mean, I've categorized this in three categories in a way. There are three personality, personas in a way to so to say. There are one who are overstuffers. They will they'll take every belief because they are those just in case type of people. बिल्कुल.
Yeah.
जस्ट इन केस ऐसा हो गया तो ये इन्होंने सारे बिलीफ ले लिए हैं, ओवर
Yeah.
स्टफ करा है.
Yeah.
Then there are those expiry deniers. They know it is not working for them. They know it is not happening. Still, they want to keep it. They know they just can't let go of it. But उनको रखे हुए अच्छा लगता है. And then there are those borrowed believers who just thrive on others' opinions only. They're living their life on others' opinions. You should do this, you do that. So they've just borrowed opinions and living that life. They do not know what they really want from themselves. So does that answer my question?
Yes, Ratika, I think Deepak sir is frozen.
All right.
There are a few more questions by Durbash Yantra.
Okay.
His question is, how much of what I choose to wear is an authentic expression of my inner self? The second question is, how does the way I dress reflect unconscious aspects of my identity? And can fashion be used deliberately to integrate parts of my physique?
Okay, so can we come to the first question, please?
Yes, yes.
Can you repeat that? I missed it in the second.
How much of what I choose to wear an authentic expression of my inner self?
See, how much you choose to wear is automatically going to, whatever you feel good from within is how much you'll choose, right? Whatever you're feeling like, if today you want to wear that blue shirt with brown shoes and you feel confident in that, you will wear. But the moment you feel, oh no, the tie is little too high, or this trouser not fitting me well and I have a presentation to make, it may just not look too good, or the socks that I'm wearing, ये थोड़ा सा mismatch हो रहा है, you will know for yourself. So the moment you know, rectify it, change it. And the moment you feel empowered and confident, your outfit and your persona together will obviously reflect that. So there is no how much, it's just what you're feeling from within is being reflected or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the second part, Payal.
Just a second. Yes, the second part is, how does the way I dress reflect unconscious aspects of my identity, and can fashion be used deliberately to integrate parts of my physique?
Of course, yes. Fashion can definitely be used to integrate, and things that you feel are, unconsciously you are doing certain things. With time, you will eventually figure that out about yourself. That always happens. There are a lot of times you don't know what's happening, how we dressed, how we talk, what we present and how we project. But with time, you will know there will be some mirror to reflect you in life. There'll be some person who will come ahead of you and you'll feel, oh, maybe that's how it should be. Or, oh, that I didn't do that. So you will with time figure that out. And once you do figure out, or once you feel that there's something left undone, or there's something I need to explore more, is the time when you really need to delve deep and understand, is this how it should be, or is this the way to dress, or what is it in me that's lacking, where am I going wrong, or what is it in me that's trying to probe it. So that introspection will make it work. Yes.
So Payal said that Deepak sir is frozen. Here it was becoming very, very cold. So I just opened the door of the refrigerator, thoda
Okay.
garam ho jaye, and so that I can come back.
Right.
There are two people whose cameras are on, Ram Prasad and Ameya, both of them. I'd like to give both of them an opportunity to, either share their views, or if you have a question, go ahead and ask Ratika. Ameya, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, Ram Prasad.
So,
Yeah, Ram Prasad raised his hand. Go ahead, Ram Prasad.
good afternoon, all, and it was a fantastic session. And I just came back from APSS. In fact, I see Saurabh is still in the airport in Singapore. So,
So good to see you.
yeah,
Thank you.
my imagination has really amplified now because that's the topic out there.
Yes.
So my question to Ratika is a hypothetical one. Of course, a fantastic analogy of the fridge and things. To just tell you the truth, 2 days ago, my fridge conked off. Okay, my wife complained, and we realized that there are so many things which is not necessary. We have thrown it away. So that's a godsend gift thing. Okay. Now, this is a very imaginative question. If Mahatma Gandhi has lived today and chose to wear something, what would suit him?
I think a dhoti only.
Yeah.
Like, like Deepak sir said that, when he wore that sherwani and that sadri, sorry, and he entered that whatever conference or meeting, people identified him with that sadri. Mahatma Gandhi, we identify with that dhoti, with the charkha, because that's the identity he's created. And today, if we see him in a suit and proper crisp attire, he will just be some random normal man from Gujarat. I don't think we'll recognize him as the Mahatma Gandhi. So I feel that because he advocated certain things in a way which was reflective in his personality.
Will continue to remain the same even today.
Yes, yes.
All right. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting
Yeah.
question.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
actually-
Amaya. It's your
yeah.
turn now.
Yeah, go ahead, Amaya, go ahead. Yeah.
Thanks, Deepak. Thanks, Payal, for this opportunity. And it's always amazing the kind of thoughts, the kind of thinking that you bring to the table, Ratika. I truly appreciate one thing that you just said about was spirituality and humility and the hustle that the two different facets of our life nowadays. And I can relate with that. If you're doing it in the morning, if you're meditating for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is your standard time, and then you're getting into the evening trying to build a different you. For me, that time is just like within 1.5 hours. And it is such a difficult transition, I'm telling you, right?
I know.
Because I was laughing at it when you mentioned that, because that's my life, day in, day out, right? At before 7 o'clock, I'm a different me, and after 7, I get into a hustle of, अच्छा ये reel करना है, ये post लिखना है, तो इसमें ये लिखना है. And it is such a what do I say? It's a in your mind, you're trying to fight two demons, and it gets
Absolutely.
difficult. It gets difficult. So thank you
Absolutely.
for making all of us aware, or making us aware all over again, that
Yes.
guys, be authentic, right? And
Right.
I think that journey towards authenticity is what each of us is on. Some of you have already got there. I'm still on it, but thank you for reminding us of that dichotomy to say the least. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Amir. Thank you so much.
When Amaya was saying after 7 o'clock, I am a different person and I do different things, a lot of people will get ideas, कि 7 बजे के बाद क्या क्या होता है और कौन सा ग्लास उठाता है. लेकिन
सुबह या शाम मैंने बोला नहीं था दीपक. शाम का 7 बजे तो छोड़ ही दो.
All
It's
right.
different spiritual, I think.
No, then I
Okay,
make a
guys.
rush to my fridge.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I have a very quick exercise for all of you.
Yes.
Okay. I would like you to grab your phones and open the notes app.
Okay.
So there are 3 quick prompts. First is, what needs to go? Like an expired belief or fear or emotion that you feel while this talk was on and you were suddenly remembered of something, or suddenly something struck you. Let's be honest, it's just between you and your mind. Nobody's judging you. So first thing, what needs to go? Second, what needs to come in, like a fresh mindset, or something that you've been feeling, yes, this is been wanting to do, but I've not been able to. And third is what needs to thaw. Like a dream you froze out of fear, or that little, new profession or new step that you have to take, but you're not being able to, and still lingers in your head every single day. So take 2 minutes, no filters, no judgment, just you and your thoughts. क्योंकि इसमें सोचने में टाइम नहीं लगेगा, ये इमीडिएटली आ जाएगा, और जो पहले आ रहा है वही है, So okay, so now who's feeling brave to share? Like, Raise your hand. Awesome. Perfect. Okay. Okay, Payal, we'll start with you.
Okay, so namaste everyone. Ratika, what a beautiful show. I'm really loving it.
Thank
And
you.
would love to personally invite you in Mumbai for a mini masterclass physical. I'll speak
Absolutely.
to the team and we can do that.
Sure,
So
sure.
the first thing which need to go for me is the fear of being judged.
Okay. Very good. Very well. And this is so real. I think all of us have felt that at some point in our lives. Yeah.
Coming in confidence, more confidence, and what's need to thaw is business plan.
Perfect.
While
Perfect.
you have to write one more thing.
Bolo, sir.
I will not panic when Deepak sir does not log in before 12:30 on Sunday.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Lovely, Payal. Great insight. Next, Amey.
So it's somewhere on the similar lines, fear of failure. Because I really have got this fear of failure for I don't know goddamn years. Maybe पहले पिछले वाले जन्म से है मेरे में तो.
Yeah.
Right? Then self belief. There are so many times I believe यार ये कुछ थोड़ा कम है जो मैं दे रहा हूँ. But I shouldn't be thinking about it too much. And thirdly, what needs to thaw is just go out and do what you want to do there. Don't
Yeah.
just keep taking opinions from people के ये जो बोल रहा है उसको ऐड करो इसको ऐड करो. I don't want to do that anymore. And thank you so much for working us through this exercise, Ratika. Very, very, very powerful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Ramji, guys, and those who've not switched on your cameras, can you please, at least for this exercise, show up? And no more judging. I know you guys are new to this platform. Milan, Naveen,
Don't fear to show your face. Yeah.
Atul, Jankarji, so good to see you, please. Oh, so please, so good to see you.
Shankar, sir. Just
Shankar.
logged in. Yes.
So you're on mute.
Is it good to see this? Budding speaker who just won a good, handsome prize, making a mark.
Thank you.
Making a mark. We're very proud of you, Ratika.
Thank you, sir. So could you follow or you've just logged in?
I didn't get this. I'm not able to hear you.
Okay, so did you just log in, right?
I have just. Yeah.
Okay,
because
fine.
I was following it a little bit, then I got off because of the network issue.
No
Then I
problem.
came back to a different place now and I'm logging in from there just to have a
Sure.
tail end of it.
Sure. So here people are sharing their experience. So I think let's hear from Ram sir.
Me?
Ram Prasad sir, yes.
Yeah, okay. So fear, common factor, hesitation and procrastination. These are the three things.
Oh, yes.
And any new initiative, action it immediately. So that's it. Really, that's
Very good.
the third, right, look more ambitious.
Mm-hmm. Good.
The things came up.
And what needs to thaw?
Sorry?
What needs to thaw? The third one?
Third one, aim high, be more ambitious.
Being more ambitious. All right. All right. Great. Awesome. Awesome. That's lovely. All right. So now, who else would like to add to this? Naveen sir, Milan.
I wish I could contribute, but I am not privy to the whole conversation, so I have to take a back seat. But I'm going to take your recording from Payal, definitely so, and Deepak, and
All
hear
right.
it, and then definitely I'll give a personal call to you, and I'm sure it's going to be good.
But we can repeat this like it's just a very basic 1 minute. We'll just say so. Basically, we decided on there are certain expired beliefs, fears, and emotions that we need to get rid of. So first
Yeah.
was what needs to go. Okay. Second, what needs to come in. So there's always a fresh mindset we've been looking forward to, which we've still not incorporated in our belief system.
Okay.
So what needs to come in. and
Yeah.
what needs to thaw. Like maybe some dream that you kind of like just froze out of fear, or
Okay.
something that you wanted to do but you haven't still done, but it stays in your mind and it lingers every single day.
Okay.
So these three were discussed here.
So basically, as you have drawn a parallel and a simile with the refrigerator, where there are certain things which are expired, there are certain things which needs replacement, and there are certain things which have been there, but it needs to be thought. Correct?
Yes, yes.
So letting go is the concept as I see it here, very good, which is also in the terminology of emotional intelligence known as navigating your emotions and not getting stuck with certain things, and making room for newer ideas, and making room for better concepts to come in, and have
Right.
a open-ended mind and or a growth mindset. If that is what you are intending to say. I mean, as I say, I'm not privy to the entire conversation, but I can understand the gist of
Absolutely.
it with your three elements that you just now narrated.
Yes.
Right.
So, but yes, of course, I'm going to be requesting Deepak and Payal to which they would do any which way, a link and listen to it. I am unfortunate that I was in a place where there was no linkage, and then I rushed to a place where now I am. I'm just, as I said, trying to catch the tail end of it, but at least made my presence.
Absolutely, sir. That's more important. We can
Yeah.
take this up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody
Yes,
else would
Deepak.
like to share, you could unmute and share directly. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to say something, Deepak sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So very, very well put up thoughts, Rasika. Thank you so much. Actually, I could resonate. Because we just coming back from APSS. I attended a session by Dr. James Smith. He was talking more about authenticity. Why is it important? So I could resonate what you were saying. Having the right items in your fridge, in your mindset, where you can be more authentic rather than make it till fake it till you make it kind of a thing.
Right. Right, Saurav.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Naveen, Naveen, you would like to, yeah.
Hi, Ratika. Hi, everyone. So, I would like to share a small habit of mine. It's all about habits now. So, what you need to let go is again habits. So, you develop some good habits, you develop some bad habits. People tag them by good or bad, but habits are habits. Live with them. What you need is activities. So, when you talk about the fridge, so the first thing जिससे मैं रूबरू होता हूँ हर सुबह वो अपने फ्रिज से ही होता हूँ क्योंकि बाकी सब तो सो रहे होते हैं और I'm a father of two daughters. The elder one is just turned 18. She's getting into college. So 18 years of this journey of waking her up every morning, giving her the best morning experience. So fridge की journey start एक दिन पहले से हो जाती है. When we go and buy fruits, what kind of fruits do you want to buy? What do you want to serve to your children? And you go and put them in your fridge. In the morning, the first thing that I do is I create that watermelon juice for my daughter because I want her to have the most fresh juice in the morning. And I cut some different kind of fruits, make a platter, make a toast for her, make the morning beautiful, let her go. Then whatever is left over, whatever cutting and chopping that I'm doing, that goes into my kitchen garden as a menu. Okay. Then
Okay.
what happens is whatever that is there in the fridge, which was cooked earlier, that is again reutilized in the morning so that it is as fresh as it could be if I don't have time, because obviously it's a race with the time. You have to be in office, your daughter has to be to the school. So yes, one day before food can be remanaged. Okay. So I just filling your fridge with the right food, starting your day fresh with natural stuff. Again, good thoughts because overnight you slept na. रात को तो आप अपने थॉट्स को चर्न कर रहे हो, सुबह उठे हो तो पॉजिटिव उठोगे. You
Right,
start the
right.
day with the right fruits, with the right ingredients, whatever is left over goes back as manure. गांधी जी का एग्जांपल दिया था ना, गांधी जी वो
Absolutely.
he was the best fashion designer. Why? That's the reason why he's on a currency. He used to make his own dhoti na. He made the world understand, boss, you don't need to go and buy, you can make your own dhoti and you can be cool no matter
Absolutely.
what you wear. So yes, habits है अच्छे
Atmanirbhar Bharat.
habits.
Naveen,
Absolutely.
Naveen, I can well understand your receding hairline with the 18-year-old.
Wow.
And definitely so, if there is a Father of the Year award to be given, we will do that to you.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a very hands-on father
Yeah.
from Lucknow again.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay.
Yes. Thank you,
So
Naveen
yes,
Bhaiya.
thank
Yeah,
you, thank you, thanks a lot for this amazing session. Thanks a lot.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for sharing.
Milan,
You know,
anybody
yeah.
else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
All right.
when we were listening to you earlier, you spoke about a clarity cleanse.
Deepak, why
You
is
know,
your voice so muffled?
okay, so hopefully it is better now,
Yeah,
Jankar. Yeah,
yeah.
okay. So previously she spoke about something called a clarity cleanse. You know, we've heard about a digital detox, you know, moving away from electronic items. We've heard about a physical detox where, you know, you go someplace and then not eat anything or just do this and that and fruits and veggies and soups and whatnot, and then you come cleansed. How do you do a clarity cleanse, Ratika?
I think my clarity cleanse begins with meditation. So I think ever since I've been able to meditate and connect with my inner self is the time when I think life really changed for me. I started to question a lot of things. Like I'll tell you, I was a people's pleaser because I was grown up with that belief. बड़ों ने जो कहा है वो करना है, you know, and how it is with most households, you know. And you know, like not every time maybe the elder who suggests something for you, obviously because they're also coming from their own bruised beliefs and they feel that's right for you but may not be. So with time I realized that I had become more of a people pleaser.
Yeah.
And that's when I, because people pleaser in the sense that I could not say no,
Yeah.
you know, more so with that respect.
Yeah.
So with time when I started to really align myself with my truth, with whatever was I was feeling inside, I could do manifest it outside. When I was feeling centered,
Yeah.
is when I actually could take control of my life. So that shift with the period of time helped me identify what cleansing I need to do. Like I discussed my life in London, there was a time, there was an imposter syndrome, and I felt that, you know, on my networking sessions on weekends with all the big wigs, I used to feel very nice. You know, on the outer, you will feel, oh, it's a beautiful life. But when
Yeah.
I would come back to my apartment, I used to feel a little empty that, you know, will I ever be there? Will I ever get to, you know, have a life like that? Will I be ever
Yeah.
successful? So those kind of situations. But
Yeah.
yes, to begin with, meditation is really help
Mm.
because, you know, beliefs don't stick with us because they're true. They stick with us because they're repeated and they're emotional, you know. So that one time when your creativity was mocked at, you buried your boldness. And that one time you failed, you decided, you know, risk wasn't meant for you.
Mm.
You know, these things started to happen. And it is not that failures make you heavy, it is the meaning you attach to the failures that weigh you down,
True,
Mm.
absolutely.
you know. So like my friend, I would just like to tell you that, you know, there's no need to like live with old leftovers. We're supposed to design our vision, our life every single day.
Yeah.
So my invitation is that for you all is to start seeing yourself as a curator of your mind,
Yes.
because luxury is not what you wear, it's a luxury in your thoughts,
Yeah.
you know. So like imagine waking up every day and, you know, entering your mind like it's a Michelin star kitchen, choosing your freshest thoughts, tossing away stale beliefs and
Yeah.
trusting your own recipes.
Yeah.
I feel that is extremely important because we don't trust what we instinctively feel because it is overshadowed by others' opinions around us.
Yes.
And the moment we start to align ourselves with our truth is the time you suddenly start seeing shifts in your decision making, in what you perceive, how you perceive the world, and what you want to do,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah.
So because when your inner fridge is curated, you don't just show up, you shift rooms, you upgrade the energy,
Yeah.
you know, you're able to magnetize the right collaborations,
True.
Mm.
and you live from overflow and not scarcity. So my, again, my call to action for all of you is that today when you open your fridge. Just say hello to that spinach, the fresh spinach,
Yeah.
and bye-bye to that yogurt.
Mm.
And ask yourself that is your inner fridge this intentional?
Mm.
Because your legacy, your joy, your leadership will only rise to the temperature of your thoughts.
Yeah.
That's my closing.
Very well said.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if only if you are Gandhi, you can keep on wearing that dhoti.
Dhoti,
All of us are
absolutely.
not Gandhi, and we haven't reached that place where we can wear only one dhoti every day. We have to get
Absolutely.
up, we have to make that watermelon juice. There is a 12 o'clock happening, and then there is a 7 o'clock also happening in the evening, and
Yeah.
we have to plan accordingly. Abhijit has been here for just a little while. I don't know how aware he was, or he likes to encapsulate things with acronyms. Abhijit, are you around? Would you like to say something, or do I hand it over to Payal for officially closing this? Yeah. Naveen heard the watermelon thing and his camera came on immediately. Payal, over to you.
Thank you, Deepak sir. Thank you, dear audiences, for joining us and listening to us till the very end. Ratika, what a session of 246 Bloom Talk Show. Thank you for honoring it. And we
Thank you,
are
guys.
3 episodes away for a 250th Bloom Talk Show, which is happening here in Mumbai on the 1st of June. We'd
Yeah.
love
Wow.
every one of you to be a part of us. Do reach out to us if you want to be a part of it. And
Yes.
thank you so much. God bless us all. See you
Yes.
next
Thank
Sunday.
you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you, everybody.
everyone.
Thank you so much.
Payal,
Yes.
Payal, I hope you're going
Yes.
to keep the promise that you made of having a masterclass with Ratika.
Oh, of
Yes,
It's
course.
so
yes.
well required now, right?
Of
After
course.
this
Yeah.
conversation.
We are
I'd
going
love
to get
to.
in
I'd
touch with
love to
her.
do that.
Yes. And again, for all those who do not know, this physical event which is coming up, our 250th celebratory episode, it is on the 1st of June, and there is going to be a very surprising level. Let's break the let's break the suspense. It is going to be the event is going to be followed by a fire walk. All of us will be
Wow.
walking on fire. So
Wow.
if you've never experienced fire walk, this is the place where you need to be. If you've already firewalked, like a few of us, many times, it is just something to be repeated. And a firewalk is actually part of a spiritual and a uh, cleansing thought. It helps you erase a lot of things. It helps you erase a lot of negative emotions. It just tells you everything is possible, and that's the point where your fridge becomes brand new, and then you restart from there. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Thank you, Ratika. See
Thank
you
you.
again next Sunday, 12:30 India time, for the
Absolutely.
247th non-stop Sunday Bloom Talk Show.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Thank you, everybody, for
everyone.
attending. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.